What's up, everybody? Today I am here in Chicago, Illinois with no other than Gravity. Thank you so much for joining me today.
No doubt. Appreciate you both, man.
No doubt. For those who may have forgot or don't know, can you take us back to where you were born and raised?
Where I was born and raised? I was born and raised in Harlem, New York, 137 Fifth Ave. Came to Chicago in 92. I came here for school, but back in New York, I grew up with Trends of Culture. If you remember them,
Off and on.
yeah, no doubt. So them are my brothers, man. So I grew up with Trends of Culture and Flex and a bunch of folks like that. We all grew up together at the same spot. So that's kind of how I got. Trends of Culture kind of set it up how you know it was real. It was like, oh, word, we was getting record deals for real. Like, word, yeah. So, but I grew up there, and then I came to Chicago in 92, and then the rest is history, I guess.
What kind of obstacles growing up in Harlem and transitioning to Chicago did you face as a youth?
Obstacles in New York?
Yeah.
You know, regular hood flav, you know, but not really obstacles, I want to say. I never looked at, I don't know, I never felt like something was in my way. I just, you know, you kind of do what you're going to do. I never felt like nothing was in my way, so I don't know if obstacle is a word that's really applicable to how I dealt with anything. You know, I felt like I had a good upbringing, even though, like, I didn't know we didn't have money really till I was older, and I see what I'm like. Damn, okay, maybe we didn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you know, New York is just, it keep you on your toes, hustle and bustle. You know how to, you know, you don't do the lazy thing. So I didn't get the, you know, because there's nothing's laid out for you in New York. You know what I'm saying? New York might be, it's the only place I could think of where, you know, folks live and die in the same apartment. It's a weird dynamic. You know, they grow old in a little 1-bedroom or 2-bedroom apartment, and, you know, they out of here. So, but I didn't really have obstacles. I just, you know, I kind of rocked how I wanted to rock. I was never like a peer pressure dude, so I just did what I wanted to do, kind of flav. And I was always on my artist or music type, you dig? So no real obstacles, you know what I mean, that I could really think of.
Right. As a youngster, who were you listening to before you got into music? What were some of your influences?
Oh, damn. Too many, man. Because, you know, growing up, I grew up in the middle of it. You know, like, I grew up in the middle of the inception of hip hop and the growth of it. Like, I was like right there. And plus, my mother, the way I got into music so heavy was that my mother worked at Madison Square Garden. And so I kind of grew up backstage, you know what I'm saying? I've been to a million concerts, you know, I'd have met a bunch of celebrities as a shorty and all of that kind of flav. So I never got into the whole starstruck type thing or whatever. And I listened to everything because my mother played music all the time. And then as far as like artists growing up, like, man, everybody. I mean, from whether it was Run DMC or LL or KRS or, I mean, I listened to, you know, it wasn't like that. It was like I was intrigued and grabbed by the culture as opposed to like me seeing somebody and somebody sparking something in me. It wasn't like that. I was just in the middle of it the whole time. Like I was telling my guy the other day, I was like, you gotta, you know, we grew up with, you know, outside in the park, it's Dougie and Barry B and, you know, they doing the show outside in the park, you know, like it's, you kind of, when you grow up like right in the middle of it, it's just like, I guess you're just inspired by everything, you know, and I did listen to everybody. Some of my favorites as time went on though, and I got a little older, like, you know, it was something about Diamond D and Large Professor. Something about the two of them, man, that they just can't do no wrong for me at all, man. Diamond D and Extra P, man, they just couldn't do no wrong. I'm trying to think of some of my favorite, because those two of my favorite albums right there. Stunts Blunts Hip Hop and Breaking Atoms. Organized Confusion was very influential at a time. Obviously, that was a little bit later, but they were very influential at a time. I really dug them a lot, but I really like a lot of stuff, man. You know, I don't have a artist in particular that inspired me. Now, if you ask me who my favorite is, then it's always going to be Wallace. It's always going to be Biggie, Daddy.
Right.
You know, Biggie just is what it is. You know, he was an anomaly. So,
right.
You know, but Biggie and LL, I might have to say them maybe my two. Yeah, I was big on LL. So I'm trying to give you what you want,
no
answer-wise,
doubt.
but
No doubt.
yes. So Diamond D, Extra P, LL Cool J. Yeah, them dudes, you know. But everybody else too, you know.
Right.
Early on, Run DMC. I mean, nobody could do. They just couldn't do no wrong for me. The music. So many of us put out so much. So many people put out so much good music, and I grew up listening to good music from Alexander O'Neal, Shaka, you know, Luther. My mom's was, you know, we used to get, because she worked at the Garden, we got all the records, the promotional copies of the records of everybody. So, you know, I grew up listening to good music, you know, all the time. Male, female, R&B, soul. Then when rap got, you know, rap, everything. So, yeah, I guess I'm just inspired by music. To be honest with you, man. Yeah.